You can't find a nicer bunch of people than bikers. They'll stop and help anybody. They don't care what color you are or what you look like or what you're driving, like a lot of people who stereotype us do. They're just a good bunch of people. It was something that was always in my blood, you know. Like I said, I started riding mini bikes, and before mini bikes, it was bicycles riding wheelie contests. We used to have wheelie contests to see how many pedals you could do with the wheel up in the air. But I've always been into bikes, When I seen like Easy Riders and stuff like that, that just went with it, you know. I prefer bikes because there's a freedom. It's something you feel like you're doing for yourself. It's not like something else is doing it for you. You feel like you're in control of what's happening. It's the best way I have to release any tensions and stuff. It's just you and your machine. You're in control. You got the wind in your face. It's just you and God, you know. I don't know, you'd have to ride to know. You know.
When I was a kid, we lived up the holler, up the creek. And at the mouth of the holler was the mailboxes and what we call the big road. It is the one that the cars could run on. And they would send me to the mailbox to pick up the mail. One day I went to the mailbox and I heard what I know now to be a Harley Davidson. It was, I don't know, probably a 50s model, an old panhead or something other, but it was red and white. And it had leather, saddlebags, and this guy with goggles, and this girl that I knew of the family lived down the road. Is one of them Mullenses. There's a lot of Mullenses in Clintwood. And they stopped, and she said, "Oh, what a darling little boy," or something to that effect. Me, man, I was stubbing my toe, that whole thing. And she said, "You want to go for a ride?" I wanted to go for a ride more than anything. She put me between her. It was one of them big old seats, the motorcycles with just that one big old leather seat on it with the conchos and stuff on it, the big rails on the back, so there wasn't no place for me to go. So now she put me between her and the guy who was riding the motorcycle, which was her boyfriend at the time. I don't remember his name. I don't care. All I remember was that here I was wedged in by this full-grown woman behind me on top of this motorcycle holding me in. I thought I died going to heaven. When I discovered I wanted to ride motorcycles. That's when I discovered I was a male. That's when I discovered there was a whole lot of world going on out there that I wanted to know about. I'm certainly not intimidated women on Harleys. As a matter of fact, I'm very pleased to see them doing what they want to do. There's no reason that a woman should have to be always dependent on somebody to take her for a ride. Go for a ride anytime you want to or need to, and not be tied to somebody else. Now, but if you want to ride with somebody else, then that's fine.
Most men, and the majority of men that's married, have a respect for a woman that can ride. I mean, most that I find push and help and do the best they can and really respect you for being able to ride a bike. I definitely feel that bikers are stereotyped. They think that we have a bad influence on the community, and we're not. We're usually older people. We're from presidents of large companies to beauticians to truck drivers and young kids. And we just enjoy it, and we pull together and do our best to help our community out. People are so narrow-minded anymore on anything. It's not just with bikers, it's on the world in general, that if they don't understand it and you don't do to their ways of thinking or liking, that they stereotype you and they're scared of you and they don't want to get to know you for what you are. And it's not just in biking, it's in everything. People are so scared if they don't know you that you're different, because you are different. You may look different, you may act different, and they're just scared.
Being in church, being a Christian, doesn't affect me a whole lot because I don't have the long hair and the look that some bikers have. But I know when you're on a riding trip, a lot of times if they don't know you and don't know you're a Christian, that a lot of motels don't want to rent rooms to you and things if you come in with 3 or 4 different guys, and people stare at you a lot. We went on a riding trip with some guys from the church and another guy, and well, I don't know, we had a hard time getting rooms, put it like that. They was booked up for some reason, but so we figured that was it. I know in like I was speaking of in Texas in October the 4th, the men called the Christian men are getting together in Washington, D.C. and going to pray in front of the White House. There will probably be like 1 million men there, and probably be a lot of bikers are going to join up and come in and pray at the White House.
Look inside the biker himself, and you see a lot more. It's not what he rides, it's not how he looks, it's what's in his heart. You know? If people can open their eyes and look inside people, the whole world would be a lot better off. Toy runs is just a small part of what bikers do, you know. I don't think it's like an image that they try and portray. It's just something that they'll do, you know. They're good to everybody, you know. Somebody broken down on the road, they'll stop and help. I don't know how many times somebody will give me an extra nut or a bolt or a wrench that I need that is a biker. They'll stop and help you.
Now last year, at Christmas, we had a toy run over to Prestonsburg, and it was in December. Is the only bad sleety day of the year. Is on I think the 21st, and before the bikers could get there, we were all supposed to meet at Shoney's and bring toys and take to Marlowe's and distribute it. Well, before we could all get there was 3 bike wrecks. These people are taking a chance on a $20,000 bike getting down just in order for the children to have a good time and to get a toy.
I think it's fantastic that there's a Bikers for Christ. You know, that probably will get the bad boy image out and get the everyday people in it, you know, that would get more people involved in riding that belong to church and go to church, because that would, if they like to ride, that would probably draw a lot of people in too to church, and maybe then once they get in, maybe then the Lord can do a work in your life the other way, you know. So I think it's fantastic that there are Christian bikers.
BFC is a ministry, a biker ministry, and what we do is we minister to outlaw bikers, among other peoples too. But we are God's soldiers on wheels. God has given us all a mission, and my mission is to minister to outlaw bikers. Everybody else have their own way of doing it. We do it through the wheels, because there's a lot of brothers out there that don't know Christ on wheels. And when they see us, it's like, hey, we got a lot in common. We both ride. We love, you know, the road. We love the outdoors. But we family people too.
The first time I ever showed up at a bike event for this ministry, Bikers for Christ, I brought 200 hot dogs strapped to the back of my bike. I used to work at a hot dog factory. We ride to represent Jesus Christ as our Savior, not to beat people over the head with the Bible, but to be more like a friend outreaching people, a different aspect of witnessing to people that the normal church cannot normally reach or approach at any time.
I'm an accountant. I work for a real estate company, and I worked there 5 years. Prior to that, I was a homemaker. I was married for 21 years before my husband passed away, so he preferred me to be a homemaker. I am the secretary for Tri-State, and I am also in Alpha, and we're very active. Our daughter is also with Tri-State. She is hopefully going to get her full banner, her full colors, when she turns 18 in October. I watch over all my girls. When I say my girls, they are special gifts from the Lord, the women. And I had the opportunity to counsel with a lady from our church, our pastor's wife. Her name was Mrs. McQuaid. We called her Mom McQuaid. I'm one of the oldest in the group. And our ladies come to me for counseling.